There's another unauthorized helmet and slippers. Mr. Star Wars. Having seen the traffic in this road, I'm not surprised that residents were complaining. There's little children running around the road because all the sidewalks are obstructed. There's tricycles and other types of obstructions in the road itself. I'm not surprised that they complained to the MMDA and asked them to go here and do something. You'll see this rolling food stall, the motorcycle, tricycle, all obstructing this private gate. Do they have permission to be here? My guess would be no, but it's possible. Either way, it's actually meant to be a sidewalk. So that's why the enforcers are taking photos, issue tickets, and probably load them onto the tow truck. It's not just a sidewalk that's been conquered though. There's also vehicles parked in the road itself. Over here you'll see a pizza shop, and then they have a tent. Pretty much occupies one lane. My goodness, incredible. A very wide road is being turned into a very narrow road, and they have to take turns. Traffic going one way, then traffic going the other way. Wow, incredible. How's the price on the pizzas? You let me know what you think. And it's just as bad on the other side. You'll see the sidewalk became a parking area for motorcycles. The road became a parking area for trikes and e-trikes. This rider was flagged down because both the passenger and driver are wearing unauthorized helmets. I was actually surprised they made it all the way to the end of the road before they got flagged down, but they have been apprehended. Unauthorized helmet is $3,000, the slippers is $500. Pretty expensive. There's a big sign in the background that says no parking both sides, and then there's a bunch of tricycles parked here. At least one of the drivers has come out already. At least the sign hasn't been ripped down. I remember when the MMDA installed some no vendor signs, and then the day later the vendors ripped them down, and the enforcer just took a picture of this motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. You might not even recognize it as a sidewalk because it does appear that the property is extended. That's what happens if no one's watching, right? Usually it starts with just tables and chairs, then some wooden structures, and then eventually they just put hollow block and cement. It seems like there was a sidewalk here at some point, but it became a dumping ground. And then there's a drinks, like a warehouse or a storage area there. I'm not sure if that's also meant to be a sidewalk. I know the truck was ticketed for illegal parking. Oh, in fact, on the other side, you can see the coffee vending machine was put on the sidewalk. So I guess there is a sidewalk underneath all that stuff. It's the same thing over here. The sidewalk just disappears, and then it appears the garage was extended to accommodate the vehicle. I don't understand how people can take over a public sidewalk. And if you're curious, today's operation is based on a complaint. It's been coordinated by NTED, that's MMDA Northern, and you'll see Malabon enforcers are also here. So MMDA, the city, everyone's hand in hand. The problem with this tricycle, partially on the road, partially on the sidewalk, is that there's no driver to show a license. So obviously that means it gets towed away. I think that's one of the motorcycles we saw earlier, obstructing the gate on the sidewalk. I saw them trying to flag down that gentleman. He seemed a little bit unsure about stopping at first, but he has stopped. He's wearing a bicycle helmet. He's very smartly dressed, I will say that, but is there a license? That helmet violation has to be 3,000 pesos. You see the guys there clearing stuff off the sidewalk. Of course, the barangay will maintain that when the MMDA leave, and you'll see very nice, clean, wide sidewalks here. And there's the license now, so issue the ticket and then send him on his way. He would actually be advised to push the bike until he gets a proper helmet, but since I'm running back and forth, I don't always see vehicles getting picked up, but you can see them on the back of the tow truck. Right now, the SCOG team are working on dismantling that tent that's in the road. It is a pretty major obstruction. This is the timber moment, like a tree going down. Timber. I'm sure there's a good intention behind putting this tent in the road, but it's undeniable that it's a major obstruction. This road has a no parking policy. There's lots of signs all along the road. That's why the enforcer is writing out the ticket now. But I just want to show you a different sign that's behind me. No parking, only customer. But the road doesn't actually allow parking. My guess is that this used to be a sidewalk, but then for whatever reason it became an area to put the aircon, to put the gate at the shop. And this is an all too common sight where the road is turned into a repair shop for jeepneys. And unfortunately, it does cause a big obstruction every day. Do you remember my previous video where they spoke to various operators? They had 3 jeepneys, 4 jeepneys, 2 jeepneys. All of them said the same thing. We do not have a garage. We do not have off-street parking. We only have the public road, even though it's a basic requirement under LTFRB. And actually just across the street, the tow truck's now taking that jeepney, again considered to be illegally parked.